Hey everyone, Coach Mel here from Sincerely Creative Mom. We're going to make a really sweet and very easy St. Patrick's Day wreath. I'm just going to start by putting prepping the sign so we have that ready for us. And I'm just poking two little holes in here. And I'm going to take our really thin wire and just thread that through. All right, so the sign came from our friends over at Deco Exchange, but it was a while ago, so I'm not sure if they still have this design available or not. All right, we're going to add our pipe cleaners. I'm going to go with 12 like I always do. Right where the bracket is. I am Melissa from Sincerely Creative Mom. I'm one of the creative coaches inside the creative coaching group, along with Damon and all the other coaches. So I have two different kinds of mesh here. One is a wide foil, and one is not a wide foil. It's just a regular. So I'm going to I use my wire cutter as a weight. And I just cut 20 inches, and we need 12 of them, so 2. And so this is going to be the bottom layer. It's going to go on the outside 6 twist ties. And it's because it's so, you see, there's lots of foil there. So because it's so good on coverage, it'll mask what we put on the inside, okay? So we cut these 20 inches. I'm just going to go up the center and ruffle them as far up as I can. Put that mesh right down to the middle, crisscross, twist, twist. I'm going to overlap these. I'm going to do the same thing all the way on the outside. So just do your best. Make sure that center stays real little so that when you let go of it, it makes that big spread. I cut the ribbons 14 inches long. They're 2.5 inches wide, and I cut them 14 inches long. I put my favorite, of course, the shamrocks on the top, folded it to find the center. In the meantime, I did dovetail those edges. I'm just going to scrunch it up that center, face it out towards me. And I'm going to twist that several times. We'll spread those apart in just a minute. So I like to put these all in at the same time and then do all my cutting at the same time. I'm going to take what I have left and I'm going to hide it underneath that part over here. Spread them apart this way. Spread them apart side to side. So spread them apart up and down. And spread them apart side to side. Look how pretty that's going to be. So cute. We're going to come in on the inside and do the exact same thing. But now remember, we have the mesh that is not wide foil. You see there's only a little bit of foil in this one. I didn't want to open up another roll of this one. It's the same color and it'll blend really nice. Now again, normally I don't do 2 different colors. Normally I do the same exact mesh on the whole thing. But there are some times where there's a variance. And then I just try to mask it as best as I can. All right, right on top. I'm not moving anything out of the way. Just putting this right on the top. Just overlapping these. Try my best to then flip those ruffles kind of inside out so it stays round but flat. The whole point of this one. And then just twist. I'm going to add these. I only need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I have 7 pieces here, so that's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what we're going to do with our cutesy little clovers here with a little, it looks like almost like a little bit of baby's breath, but maybe it's just blooms. I don't know what it is. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to put our blooms just so that this little gathering here, right here, goes right with our, right here at the center, or at the gathering, whatever you want to call it, okay? All right, so I'm going to pull apart our ribbons. Put that right in that gathering. Right down in there. Crisscross. Now we're twisting it that 7 or 8 times to where there's an inch, and then we'll cut off the rest. All right, so now we're going to come in with our clovers. And I'm just going to leave that stem long. I'm not going to cut off that stem. It's going to actually just go underneath the bow, and it'll be just fine. I'm leaving them long because even though I trust that these are going to be real tight, I want it to be kind of longer in case it does slip out. All right, our sign has to cover 4 pipe cleaners. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care which 4 you choose, but it has to cover 4 because our bow is going to cover the bottom 2. All right, I'm going to take that wire that we put on in the beginning, take that wire and just push it right through these, right through this mesh, which the wire is so much easier to push through than the pipe cleaners. All right, now we have this great big spot left, right? I don't like that spot. I just designate it always for a nice big, good sized bow. All right, we're gonna do, because I can't remember how much I cut off. I had this kit put together for a long time. I think I just wanted to do 1 and 1. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna make my first loop. Twist it nice and tight. And my second loop. Now I must have known exactly what I was talking about or what I was thinking, because look at how that's going to be perfect there. I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and just hold on to this while I add our next layer. And then this looks like I was doing 2 here. So I'm going to make my tail the same size. I'm going to make my loop a little bit shorter, just a little bit. And then same thing, except this time I'm going to do, instead of 1 loop, I'm going to do 2 loops on each side. At least I think that's what I was calculating here. I want to use the Easy Bow Maker, but I always forget to pound those pegs in. So this ribbon, darling, except for these edges are like really weird to work with. Fluff that here, one loop here. Oh, I guess I'm doing two here too. All right. I did 2 loops on each side here also. This keeps getting a little bit trickier every time I take that off. I sure did pick a great bunch of ribbons. They're all fun to work with. It's fun. All right, and then just a little bit of a white in the center because why not? We'll do 1 loop and this 1 teeny loop in the center, and then we'll do 1 loop on each side. Let's see how that works out. Last time I'm going to take that off. Now, if I was working on an Easy Bow Maker, it would have been so much easier, but we weren't because I can't remember to pound the pegs in before I go live. All right, so I'm going to take this and make it 1 long one instead of 2 short ones. All right, I'm going to go right through here. That's cute. I love this. So I'm going to put my pipe cleaner, my 1 long one, I'm going to put it through the mesh about right here. I'm going to pull it right into that wire frame, and then I'm going to zigzag it. I'll show you what I mean so that it stays in there. But this is going to be the hardest part of the whole gig. Okay, so it's still nice and flat except for that bow comes out a little bit. And on the back side, you see here's where we have, well, you see the pipe cleaners. You see here's where we had brought the bow in, and you can't really see it, but that's where we have the sign, the wire from the sign. Adorable. Super duper cute.